Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another mag update. I'm going to keep this quite short if I can, but this is really in lieu of our usual mag show. As you know, that's been a little bit lacking, remiss in the past few months. We've been very busy though. Doesn't mean we haven't been working in the background. A lot of big updates have gone on. Not only the website, we've gone down from 3 websites to 1. We've updated a lot of the repaints available on the website, all uploaded, linked and ready to go. We have a huge new PFPX update which has been rolled out, the biggest one we've had in 4 years of all the time operating with Manson Air. And of course, Matt's new scenery, Matt Long that is, under the scenery name designer of Vortex Scenery Designs. An absolute must-have. It's Manston Airport in the best ever rendition it's ever been in any simulator ever. So go cop that now. And of course, the looming release of the 777 by PMDG, another must-have. So very excited for that. So let's jump into it. So the website, this has gone on a few weeks ago, if not a couple of months ago now, but that's how long it's been since we've had a mag show. We've actually condensed the website from 3 different websites. We had a Manson Air, Stratojet, Verona website, and we've brought it all together into one platform now. So if you go to mansonairgroup.com, it will redirect you to mansonair.com, where you'll find everything in one place now. The plan is the next stage, now that we've brought everything into one place, is to create a landing page for the mansonairgroup.com domain, where then you'll be able to check into the cruise system, which I might call Fly, which is basically what we have now. And there may be some other applications and features on that landing page that we will add at a later date. So it's going to give us a little bit more flexibility. Everything's in one place, a lot more user friendly than it ever was before, and allows us the scope to grow without being bogged down and having to update all 3 websites, which was at the end of the day a bit of a pain. So that seems to work quite nicely and well. Also, in recent weeks, you might have noticed we've got little emblems for each airline. If you've got a certain flight number, for example, YAM flight number will have the YAM logo. The Manson Air will have the little horse logo and so on. So that's a nice little quality of life improvement. But the biggest thing is that sort of shrinkage down to one main website, which has gone swimmingly well. The fleet has been updated. There were lots of little things. I've gone through the entire fleet with a fine-tooth comb. Some cell cow codes needed changing or updating. A lot of the uploads that Dan had made the repaints, I just hadn't put them up on the website, or they've been missing or just lost out of hand at some point or another. And everything seems to be more or less up to date now on the storage server, which means it's available for download from the website. So that's fantastic news too. Along with that, throughout that process of updating the fleet details and the uploads schedule, I was also able to upload our PFPX aircraft pack. Now this has been a massive update. This took many hours to put together, but essentially we're now handing out a huge array of aircraft files. So not only will you have templates to create your own aircraft if you wanted to add in your own fleets, but also you have every aircraft in the Manson Air group available for download there as a registration to be used in PFPX, all with the correct new cost indexes, which were released and talked about on previous videos. And even some ETOPS specific stuff for the 737. So it's very comprehensive and better than it's ever been, and frankly it's the first time it's been updated since the start of the Manson Air regime 4 years ago. So huge update, well worth getting. And now moving on to the star of the show, Matt Long, under the name Vortex Scenery Designs. He's released a brand new update to or in fact a whole new scenery for Manston. Of course, that is our home base, but this is an absolute masterpiece. You really must go ahead and download it. It's available for free from flightsim.to. Just type in Manston and look for the one by, I think it's Vortex_SD. It's got, as at the time of speaking, around 700 downloads, but it's only been released a few days, so that number is going to go drastically up, I'm sure. It's an absolute masterpiece. As I say, he has has. Everything he touches turns to gold. You know, he's a really, really good hand when it comes to this stuff. So we're hugely privileged to have him on board, and I'm really, really impressed with the quality of the scenery. And this is just an as it was scenery, or as it is today, in an operational condition. But that we do have plans, that he has some indicated that he may make a new scenery once the Manston has reopened, when we really know what it's going to look like when it reopens in a few years' time. So very much looking forward to that one too. But this is a fantastic download, and you should go and get it. And of course, that leads us on to the final piece of news, and of course something that we've all been waiting for, whether you're a part of the Manston Air group or not, and that is the PMDG 777, which is well overdue, much like the 777X actually in reality. But nonetheless, it now has a release date. So releasing in about 5 days' time at the time of speaking, and really can't wait to get our hands on that. It's going to be a game changer both for Manston Air, in fact the entire group. It means that we can finally do some proper long-haul flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So really can't wait to fly it, especially as I'm now type rated on the 777. So it's going to be great. So can't wait to do that. The only caveat with it, of course, is apparently Robert Randazzo, in all of his wisdom, has updated the way that the product uses its navigation data to a MySQL database type situation, which for us at Manston Air is going to be quite tricky to potentially inject our Manston AirRack data or nav data into that database. But you know, we are used to having to operate outside the parameters of what is deemed normal, and I'm sure we'll try and work a way of getting it in there. But if not, you know, Manston as it is now with Matt's new glorious scenery, it's got an ILS, it's got a VOR off Dover, that is, it's got an NDB. So if you need to shoot an ILS localizer or indeed an NDB approach into Manston, you certainly can do that without any navigation data required, and the supplementary procedures of the Boeing 777 allows you to do that. So I'm not worried at all that we won't be able to operate the 777 in there. It's just getting that nav data into the 777 would be a huge, great benefit. So that's it for me. It's been about 7.5 minutes, and I think I wanted to keep this quite short and concise, but I wanted to give you basically the overview of the updates that we've had over the past few months. One extra thing I want to mention, we have actually we've welcomed a new member of the team on board, the management, as I like to call them, just call it the team, and that is, of course, Gary. I'd like to really give a warm welcome to Gary. He has, of course, joined us as the YAM fleet manager, and he has been hard at work ever since he's joined us, pumping out a lot of new tours, which you can go and view on our tours events pages, and just an extraordinary amount of work. Each one of these tours takes hours to put together, to write up, and then actually to put into the website. So I can't thank Gary enough for his efforts on that. And not, as he quite rightly says, not all of us love to fly tube liners all the time. Some of us like to fly GA from time to time. So if that's your sort of thing, these tours are going to be right up your street. You'll see the world from a lower level, and Gary's tours will take you right through the world and give you some context, a storyline to follow as well. So well worth doing. And again, welcome Gary to being the YAM fleet manager. That's it for now, guys, and I will get back to you with another update, I'm sure a little bit in a sooner time than I have done previously. Cheers.